There's a particular kind of tiredness that comes from always trying to be more than you are. It's not the good tired you feel after a long walk or a day spent doing something you love. It's the tired that settles into your bones when you've even carrying the weight of your own expectations for too long. The tired that whispers you're not doing enough, not growing enough, not becoming enough. And maybe, if you're listening to this, you know exactly what I mean. You know that feeling of looking at your life and seeing all the ways it could be better, all the versions of yourself you haven't become yet. By the end of this video, I want you to feel something different, not inspired to change, but permission to stay exactly as you are. Picture this. You're sitting in your living room on a Tuesday evening. The dishes are done, mostly. Your work is caught up, more or less. You have a free hour, maybe two, and instead of feeling peaceful, you feel restless. There's a book you should read, a skill you should practice, a hobby you should pick up. Your quiet time feels like wasted time, and your mind starts making lists of all the ways you could be improving yourself right now. This is the modern condition, isn't it? We've been taught that stillness is stagnation, that contentment is complacency, that being average is a failure of imagination. We've learned to see our ordinary lives as rough drafts, always waiting for the final version that never comes. But here's what I've been thinking about lately. What if the problem is that we're not doing enough? What if the problem is that we've forgotten how to be enough? We live in a culture that treats human beings like software that needs constant updates. Always a new version, always more features, always something to optimize. We've started to believe that our worth is tied to our productivity, our growth, our ability to transform ourselves into something shinier. And when we can't keep up with that impossible standard, we feel like we're failing at being human. The truth is, most of life is average. Most days are ordinary. Most of us will never be famous or groundbreaking or exceptional in any way that the world notices. And somewhere along the way, we started to think that was a problem to solve instead of a life to live. I want to tell you something that might feel radical. Your average life is not a consolation prize. It's not what you get when you fail to be extraordinary. It's the actual prize. It's the thing itself. The quiet morning coffee. The conversation with a friend who really listens. The small pleasure of a task completed well. The evening when you're tired in a good way. These aren't the things you do while waiting for your real life to begin. This is your real life, and it's enough. But I know it doesn't always feel that way. I know there's a voice in your head that says you should be more ambitious, more driven, more something. That voice has been trained by 1,000 messages telling you that average is settling, that contentment is giving up, that if you're not growing, you're dying. That voice is wrong. Here's what I want you to consider instead. What if the goal isn't to become extraordinary, but to become more yourself? What if instead of always reaching for more, you learn to rest in what you already have? This isn't about giving up on dreams or abandoning hope. It's about finding the difference between healthy growth and the exhausting pursuit of endless improvement. It's about learning to trust that you don't need to earn your place in the world by constantly proving your worth. Let me offer you a few small shifts that might help you find peace with your beautifully average life. First, protect your slow moments. Those times when you're not producing anything, not improving anything, not working toward any goal. The moments when you're just existing, breathing, being present in your own skin. These aren't empty spaces in your life that need to be filled with productivity. They're the spaces where you remember who you are when you're not performing. Start noticing when you feel guilty for resting, for doing nothing, for just being. Notice it without judgment, and then ask yourself, what would happen if I just let myself be tired? What would happen if I just let myself be still? Second, let good enough be enough. This doesn't mean lowering your standards or stopping care about quality. It means recognizing that perfectionism is often just fear dressed up as ambition. It means understanding that done is better than perfect, and that most of the time, your first instinct about what's enough is probably right. When you catch yourself thinking you need to do more, be more, achieve more, pause and ask, is this coming from love or from fear? Is this coming from genuine desire or from the anxiety of not being enough? Third, remember that your value isn't contingent on your output. You are not a machine that needs to justify its existence through productivity. You are a person, and your worth is inherent, not earned. The things that make you valuable, your kindness, your humor, your way of seeing the world, your ability to make others feel seen. These aren't achievements, they're just you, being you. Fourth, embrace the ordinary moments as sacred. The average Tuesday, the routine morning, the unremarkable conversation. These aren't the background noise of your life. They are your life. The extraordinary moments are beautiful, but they're rare. The ordinary moments are where you actually live. Fifth, trust that enough is enough. You don't need to be the best version of yourself every day. You don't need to be constantly growing, constantly improving, constantly becoming. Sometimes the most radical thing you can do is to simply be satisfied with who you are right now, today, in this moment. I know this might sound strange in a world that's constantly telling you to optimize, to hustle, to never settle. But what if settling isn't giving up? What if it's coming home to yourself? What if your average life, with its quiet pleasures and small victories and ordinary struggles, is exactly the life you're meant to be living? What if the feeling that you should be doing more is just noise, and underneath it is a deeper truth, that you are already enough, exactly as you are? This doesn't mean you can't have dreams or goals or things you want to work toward. It means you can pursue them from a place of wholeness instead from a place of lack. It means you can grow because you want to, not because you feel like you have to, in order to be worthy of love and belonging. The world doesn't need another person who's exhausted from trying to be exceptional. The world needs more people who are comfortable in their own skin, who can be present for the small moments, who understand that there's profound beauty in an ordinary life lived with attention and care. Your average life is not a problem to be solved. It's a gift to be received. The quiet mornings, the routine tasks, the simple pleasures. These aren't consolation prizes. They're the main event. They're the life you've been given, and it's enough. You're enough. And maybe, just maybe, that's the most extraordinary thing of all. If you're tired of feeling behind all the time, this channel is a place to rest. Subscribe if you're ready to stop proving and start existing. If you're ready to find peace in your beautifully average life, I'll be here, talking about the quiet courage it takes to just be yourself.